Can you hear me? I'm sure you can. Hello everyone, hello my patrons. So today we have really exciting synth to play with. It's called SUMU, and it's a really interesting new, you can call it spectral synthesizer, but basically it's additive synthesizer with FM modulation capabilities and really cool different modules that can influence the sound with like 3D spatialization, and it's based on rear synthesis. So lots of things to explore. It sounds really cool. Let's just dive into it. So this is how it looks like. Let me just check the YouTube just to see that it's happening. And we are live. Yeah, we are live. Hello, Autobase. How are you? How are you today? Yeah, so for today I prepared a coffee because we have quite a long and interesting journey. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me and see me. And let's start. Yeah. So let me start from kind of just explaining what is this thing synth is about. So I had some time to work with it, just a couple of evenings, and I read like some parts of the manual. So basically it's semi-modular synth. So as you can see, we have like different modules here, like partials, input, envelopes, pulses, space, gates, oscillators, and so on. And basically, you can connect modules using cables, and you can, like, the sound travels from the top to bottom. So you can send signal from the top modules to the bottom ones. And you can also send sound and not even sound, but the data signal from the top modules to the top ones. Yeah, but you can't send from the bottom modules to the top, if that makes sense. So also every module have its own color. So if you see a blue cable, it's going from pulses. If you see green cable, it's envelopes, red is input, and yellow is partials. So it's just easy to see what's happening here. It's just understanding what color dedicated to which of the modules. And as you can see, I think the first module that really bring my attention when I first time have seen the synth, it was this space module. Yeah, I'm drinking V60 East Colombian. Yeah, it's it's natural Colombian. Yeah, I forgot the name of the seeds or beans, but yeah, it's really nice. So as you can see, like, first of all, it's cool. It looks really cool, the space module. And if we will check some presets, we can see that, like, we can see and hear actually that it can produce really beautiful 3D dimensional otherworldly like synth sounds, and it just looks lovely. Sick. So let's actually play with this module first, just for a couple of minutes to hear how incredible it is. Sorry, I'm probably in the honeymoon period with this plugin right now, because I recently just got it. So yeah, I'm still kind of new to this plugin, and it's really amazed me. So I will be kind of probably saying a lot of words, amazing, awesome, and stuff like that. So I'm sorry about that. So this module, like, we can change the position of the sounds in space, in 3D dimensional space. How cool is that? So yeah, this is just one of the modules, and yeah, when we can check other presets and see like how different it can sound. So right now the sound is moving from left to right. And now, like, let's get into the theory a little bit more. So instead of using just ordinary oscillators like in Serum or like Massive, like wavetables or just saw wave or something like that, it actually it has oscillators, actually FM oscillators, but kind of the main module here is partials, and you can basically import any sound here, and it will kind of transform it into the 64 separate voices. I don't know if you know about theory, but basically every sound, even like the most complicated one, can be presented by lots of different sinus sine waves, basically. So sine wave is just one frequency. So if you take like really basic signal, just sine wave, and check how it looks on the spectrum, it will be just one frequency. And any signal can be presented just with these sine waves, but like to recreate like organic sound or like piano or something, you need lots of different sine waves, and also they will be changing the pitch in time, the volume in time, and all of that will create the sound. Yeah, so what the difference between like piano sound and trombone or flute sound? It's amount of frequencies, these sine waves, how they evolve in time, amount of like noises and other stuff that go with it. But the basic idea is that you can recreate any sound with sine waves, and this module partials basically making that. So it takes sound, you can import it, you can analyze it and kind of save as a partials and then open it here. Like we have lots of different presets, like different already included in the synth partials. And basically you have 64 voices in this partial. So 64 basically sine waves and information about pitch, about noise, and some other stuff. I'm not really like in depth with it, like I don't know what's exactly what data exactly is stored in these files, but basically what you need to know that you have 64 voices, different voices, and you can modulate them with the different modules that we have here. And one of them is space module. So you can basically place each voice in space, in 3D space here differently. So all these sine waves, they will be placed in space differently, and you can modulate them in space. And that's why this space module sounds that cool. Because you have 64 voices for one, basically 64 oscillators for just one voice. And basically when you patch a cable, you not just take one oscillator, but you take 64 of them and send to another module. So with every module, with every cable, you are sending 64, actually using 64 cables for each oscillator, basically. And that's why the SUMU is quite CPU hungry, but it's like it makes sense because you have 64 oscillators for just one voice, and you can use up to 8 voices. So if you want to play, for example, a chord from 8 notes, with 8 notes, like it will be the maximum. And for every voice you will have 64 oscillators in partials. So let's open default preset and just check what kind of partials they have here as like, you know, presets that are already included. So we have tones. Let's choose something simple for now. I really like this one. Okay, I want it to loop, so I will change. Yeah, I will turn on the loop here. I will select what part I want to loop. Now I have, you know, these partials playing. Now, as I said, that even envelope here, when you kind of send cable to another module, it will send all the 64 data for all 64 oscillators. So basically, let's send it to the gates. So gates is basically this is actually quite new to me because I'm not a module person. Like, I don't have module, and I haven't had experience with modular synth. Probably if you're familiar with it, like, it will be much more easier to understand all this. But yeah, it's basically gates. If you want to control the volume of every voice, you can send envelope to the gate. So small circles here, it's outputs, and these small triangles is inputs, and also these are also inputs, but here you can control like how much this kind of signal will influence the knob. So basically, what we are doing now is we send in the envelope to the, like, ignore these cables for now. Yeah, we just try to play with the envelope. We send it to gate, and now when we adjust in release, it's sudden release. If we adjust the attack, now we have slow attack. So again, it's not that complicated, to be honest. And to create really like cool sound, you don't need to be super it looks like it's really complicated synth, and it is. You can go really deep with it, but you don't need to know everything to create beautiful sounds here. And now we can change the influence of this envelope on different partials, on different oscillators here, on different, yeah, basically partials. Let's just call these different oscillators that we have in this partials block, just let's call it partials. So now you can see that maybe it's not. Maybe let's try and connect it to the filter. So basically the higher partials, like for higher partials, you can see the release will be bigger, longer than for the low. So low frequencies will stop playing first, and then you can see as high frequencies will follow. And we can do the opposite. So the low frequencies will, the envelope for the low frequencies will work, will play a bit slower. So that way we kind of can influence the partial differently. But apart from envelope, which is like quite familiar for you probably, there is this crazy module called pulses, and basically you can create different rhythms and pulses using two pulse generators, and then you can send these pulses to like most of the parameters. And there is a couple of cool presets that can help to understand this module. example, this one. So to kind of see what's happening here, we can also use this scope. It's basically just visual representation of the signal that you are sending to the scope. So right now we are visualization, like the visualizations working for pulses module. We can see how it. So in pulses we also have 64 different pulses, and we can shuffle them or kind of make them move differently. So BPM is the speed with the of these pulses. Then probability is how you can like manipulate how what is probability basically, what how often the pulses will trigger the signal. So the blue line is like there are more chances for these pulses to happen, and when like the gray ones, like you can see that there is no pulses happening, yeah. And you can change the shape of this probability center. So this line represent each partial. So we can trigger higher frequencies, we can trigger lower partials, sorry. We can quantize it to the tempo. We can add noise. Here we can choose rhythms. So we have two different pulse modules, like pulses, basically, rhythms. This one and this one. So right now we are working with this one. The probability is, I believe, is working for both of them. Okay, let's apply it to all pulses. We can change the shape of the pulses as well. So we can see that the signal, the pulses now looks like really like yeah, like a sine wave, like one step of a sine wave. And now why we can hear these pulses? Because they are connected to the envelope, right? And envelope connected with the because gate is connected to, let's try. Okay, yeah. I forgot about this cable. So right now, when we deleted this cable, the pulses, it's just generating these signals, but it won't modulate anything, yeah? So we now can choose what we want to modulate with these pulses. And this is kind of the fun and experimental part starts when you can choose what do you want to modulate. So for now, let's modulate gates, so basically the volume. Let's try modulate, for example, X position of the sound. Now we can see that the X is changing, and we can change the rhythm. We can apply it to Y as well. So, you know, this is basically, if in serum and massive we have like usual form of modulators like LFO, envelope, some, you know, steep sequencers and stuff like that. Here instead we have envelopes and we have these pulses, and we have also LFO. We can every parameter you can assign with LFO, but yeah, basically the main stuff is made with pulses and envelopes, because pulses is like you can influence different partials differently with these pulses. Okay, now let's just check some presets. We're live. Yeah, we're live. If you have any questions, let me know, please, in the comments. So yeah, you can see how every partial is moving here. So original sample was a dolphin. That's beautiful. It's just endless sound design possibilities here. So with time we influence the start point of the sound. I think with slew we kind of change the speed, like how fast the timeline that the playback is going, like how fast for each partial, but I'm not sure. Let's just quickly check. We have a manual here. Stew. Oh, slew, sorry. Slew, it's called slew. Okay, with slew, let you introduce some lag in the movement of the playheads. At 0, they update instantly when told so. When told to, this can come in handy for intriguing tape or vinyl like time scrumbling sound. Okay, so it's just adding some lag to the playheads. Yeah, you can see that they start to move differently. Okay, let's try Nice, like 3D Hoover. Also, as I believe, I'm not sure, but this space is kind of emulating 3D spatial space when you listen to it on monitors, on speakers, basically. So if you listen to it on speakers, it should be more pronounced, I think, I believe. That's crazy. You can hear like the sound started as really white and 3D, and then it's slowly going back into something mono. This is beautiful. So as you can see that the sound is going from left to right, and it stays there, or maybe going further. But every time you press, it starts from the same position. And to make that, you just need to connect this gate from input module to the space here. So anytime you can manually turn this knob, not knob, but like click this. But yeah, to be able to click it with every node, basically you need to send the gate to the space module. So yeah, let's just listen a bit more. Maybe some pads. Nice stuff. So again, we can kind of try to analyze what's happening here. So here we have pulses, they're going to they're resetting the kind of home for the particles of partials. Also it's going to here. So this plus button is regulates as I believe it should be regulates how like the speed of the moving playhead. But let's check. Let's just double check. Plus. So we need an input model. Okay. So basically, input module is everything you put into the synth. So in our example, like I use MIDI keyboard, so it's sending MIDI signals to this input, and then we can send these signals to any module. Okay, so input. Let me find it just to check. So there is, yes, okay, so the third part of the manual, module by module, and input. Okay, we need partials. Sorry. Partials. Time. Set it. Okay, what I found it. Signals entering the plus input are added full scale to the attenuated signals entering the main input. Signals patched into the X input act as a multiplier for signal entering the main input. I'm not really sure I understand what does it mean. So set the starting point when the one channel per voice is patched in, the playhead for all patches move across the map. Yeah, so time is it's like it's the playhead position, and playhead can move independently. Signal entered plus inputs are added full scale to the. Okay, it's just yeah, add signal or multiply signal here. So let's just delete it. Complicated stuff. Let's go to the next preset. I'm not that advanced yet. Oh, this is nice. Really like it. Let's see how it's made. Okay, so I think the magic happens here. Okay. So we have a line that is rotating. So if we put a 0 here, it's still rotating. Rotating by this shape, these pulses, because we are sending these pulses to speed, so we can create this cool kind of galaxy-like fixes here. We can rotate it even more. Okay, and then we modulate the Y position again with the same pulse. So we can create kind of tornado type of thing. Yeah. Sick. Just really like fascinating to explore all what you can do here through presets. Yeah, as I said, it's quite CPU hungry. So even with one sound, when I play lots of voices, it can lag. Yeah, it's really nice. Oh wow. Let me just check if we're still online. Yeah. Let's check another folder. So actually you can create really cool percussions here. I like put it in this 3D place. Yeah. So for percussion, the quite cool thing is this tumbler here, low pass. It emulates, I don't remember the name of the thing, but it's like basically it works like a low pass filter, like a gate, but instead of volume, it uses low pass filter. So for stuff like bongas and some percussion, this should work cool. But yeah, I think the main, it shines with the pads and strange weird sound design stuff. Okay, keys. This one is nice. So again, as you can see here, the partials are moving with different speeds, and that's what creates this like a multidimensional kind of random flow. Let's see how they made it. So as I can see, we have a blue cable here. Let's try to turn it off. Okay, can I do it? Let's just delete it. Yeah, so these pulses influences the speed of the partials, I believe, or starting point of the partials actually. Yeah, it's probably starting point because we influence the time here. Yeah, nice. Now let's explore more modules here. So we haven't touched oscillators and filter. And then let's try and build something from scratch. So again, so the oscillators, basically in order to actually hear the partials and use the information from the partials that we have here, we need to connect them to oscillators. And as I believe, I might be wrong, but as I understood from the manual, there is a 2 oscillators per 1 partial. So we have 64 partials, 64 different partials, and for each of them we have 2 oscillators. We have carrier and we have modulator. So we can modulate the carrier by like to use FM synthesis or AM modulation to influence one oscillator with another. So if you're familiar with FM synthesis, you know that ratio is basically the pitch of the second oscillator, how it's let's just imagine that it's a pitch. It's like how yeah, sorry, I don't remember how it's actually to say it in English, but yeah, it just will influence the first oscillator. Okay, can we hear it now? Yeah, so mod index is how much I think you will modulate the oscillator. And pitch is pitch of the first oscillator, as I believe. And here you have 2 knobs. This is the volume for the first oscillator, the carrier, and the second one, which is modulate the carrier. Or vice versa. But it goes to the gates, then it goes to the space module, then to the filter, and then to the output. So these modules at the bottom, they're actually already connected, so you don't need to like send the signal from oscillators to gates and from gates to space. It's already like have routing like that. So, and these 2 knobs, you just change the volume of two different oscillators, and you can mix the one that you influence the first oscillator here. Offset is the difference, I think, in pitch between the oscillators, two oscillators here. Okay, then it goes to gates, And yeah, usually gates controlled by input. So you connect these gates to input gates to this module. You do this to when you turn off the knob, the note. When you stop playing the note, you want it to disappear basically. So you connect it to the gate, or you connect envelope to the gate, and that way you can actually change the envelope of the volume. Then it goes to space and then the filter. So the filter, you have input, this input, and this input is actually connected basically to the note. So we can connect pitch here, send a pitch here. For example, turn the resonance really high, so it self-oscillate. And we can play notes with it. Let's try it on the default settings. Pitch to the filter. So this one is connected to the note you're playing. So you can hear that the resonance is changing its pitch. But you also have the input to change the resonance with any input signal, and to change the filter resonance. But you can influence how much it will change, basically how much it will influence the cutoff. And we have like the latest module. We have volume, clipper, just in case, and that's it. Techniques. Yeah, let's just check some techniques really fast, and just to maybe understand a bit more how it works. So now, for example, this pulses module controlling the gate, so the volume basically. So without it, we have no sound. Now we're controlling it using pulses modular, and now we can try to change rhythm, shape, BPM, and stuff like that. Now the envelope is changing the BPM. Yeah, so this cable is connected. By the way, if you have a couple of cables, like at the same, like when they overlap, you can just click again and it will automatically switch to other cable. So now this one is go to BPM, and we change the BPM here with the envelope. What else do we have here? Envelope pulses to partial FM. this is quite cool effects. So envelope goes to pulses. So we control how much, we control basically the amount of pulses, and then pulses goes to pitch. So because we selected only the low frequency pulses, the pitch will change only on the lower partials. But if we, instead of making like that, for example, let's delete this cable and let's send envelope to the pitch, it will change pitch for the whole, the full 64 partials. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. Let's just try something. I hope it was not too dry information. Sorry if it was too boring, but let's try and make something. Yeah. So there is a default preset. It has quite a bunch of connections already to make life easier. For example, like pitch is connected to the pitch of FM modulation, of pitch of the partials connected to pitch of the oscillator. So the usual stuff that you probably will do either way to make it sounds musical. But I've deleted a couple of cables, even more, just to be like just to make even less kind of noise here. Yeah, so this is like a minimal amount of cables that works for me. And let's start. So let's start from just selecting something from already existing imported tones. Let's just, you can import it, we will try it a bit later, but for now let's find something. I quite like this, like a flute type of sound. Okay, let's just choose where we want to loop it. Now, the envelope already connected to the gate, so we just need to make it sound as we want. So I want really long release. Probably sustain should be quite high. Now, let's go straight to the space module, because I still kind of really fascinated by it. So yeah, let's just try a ring. Now let's rotate it. Okay, it's not moving because we need to give it a speed, right? Okay. It just flew away. But we have a reset button, so Let me just figure out what's happening. Ah, okay, yeah, I got it. So here we have different parameters. So by, it's actually like we are saying goodbye for this, for our oscillators, and they fly somewhere else. And we can use it. We just need to send this gate to this input, and every time I press the note, it will start from the home position, the center, and then fly away. And it could be cool for some sounds, but I want to create something paddy, like more stable in the center, but kind of 3D. So I need to choose different. Oh, okay, I need to choose rotate here. And I wanted to, yeah, go to home after the movement. That's actually interesting how it rotates it. It sounds nice. Maybe let's try different shapes. Yeah, I think for pad, nebula is really cool. Sounding really like three-dimensional, like really white. Okay, scale. Let's try and make some actually chords to play with it. Let's use 130 for now. To use too many nodes because it's quite CPU hungry, so I want to save some CPU for other instances for SUMU. But if we we'll get some glitches after that, yeah, we can just sample it. Okay, let's actually try another partials. This is quite nice. Maybe let's try pitch it higher. To make it play slower, so I connected time to this this knob. It's basically, I think it's the same as plus, but you can manipulate. Maybe I'm wrong, to be honest. I'm not sure I understand plus and X so far, but it's okay. keeps tones. Let's try other vocal stuff. I like it. Now let's create more movement. So drift is actually, it's a really useful knob. It so pitch of each voice is a bit different from each other, and drift is what is regulating it. So if drift is not 0, then the pitch of the two separate voices is exactly the same. But if we increase the drift, the pitch difference will be a bit more, so it will create a more kind of powerful, more rich sound. I really like how useful this knob is. Usually, like in Serum, Massive or other synth, you need to do it by yourself, but here it's really nice touch. Okay, how we can create it more three-dimensional? Let's add some noise. We definitely need to use this pulse module, right? Let's try it. I'm a bit afraid, but let's do it. So what I want to do is to use all the partials from start to the end, from the first one to the last one. Almost. I don't know why I can do it, like increase it to the full kind of scale, but yeah, whatever. It's wide enough. Now let's choose a rhythm, for example, this. Now I want to actually see what I'm doing here. Oops. Oh wow. I didn't know that you can do that. So let's send it to the scope just to see what we are doing, and let's turn this impulse. So now we can see what we're actually doing, yeah? In like 3D space. Okay, I want it to be more kind of random, so I will add noise. I will decrease tempo. It's really fast. Let's increase noise even more. And let's create, yeah, let's choose this rhythm. So 1 and 4 kind of steps, like this module will trigger one pulse. Now we need to figure out where we should send it. Let's just kind of experiment and try different stuff. For example, let's modulate something in space module. For example, the X position. Okay, we sent it here. Now we should just increase the amp a little bit. not really fan of how it sounds. What's happening here? Let's maybe send it to the Y position. And X position as well. And so as you can see, you know, these little circles are can be bright, can be dull. So it's just kind of showing you when it's working, it lights up. And there is a 3 output here. Yeah, all is for all pulses. Low is for just pulses for the low frequencies basically, and high is for the like use only those pulses that's in a higher spectrum. So let's take low and send to theta. Alright, for that. Not really like it. Okay, let's use filter. And let's connect pitch of the filter. And let's choose low pass. Let's also connect the envelope. That's pretty cool. But probably we need to reset the home location every time we play the note. And I want more noise. This is just sine, just one sine wave. Oh, I love this. Yeah, this is nice. Let's increase maybe the speed. Yeah, okay, let's just leave it like that and just put some reverb. Maybe some equalizer. Actually, we don't need equalizer. Let's just put reverb. Okay, nice little pad, but like I like that here in SUMU you have lots of additional kind of noises. You can add noises and all the different like fluctuation in pitch and space, and this is what I usually tend to do in my synth in Serum, my presets in Serum and Massive. Like I try to do lots of modulation to make it organic and like sounding analog and kind of like with texture. And here you have lots of possibilities like that. And even just, you know, turning these knobs like noise up is already kind of pleasing for me. Just adding some life in it. Okay, let's get let's take some risks and open another SUMU. Now maybe we'll try and do some keys. So I have imported some like 2 samples from Patreon packs. This is no, probably won't be able to work with 2 SUMU because part of my CPU is also goes to OBS to stream. So let's render this pad. Let's save it. Save as and let's render without reverb. When I was making a track yesterday evening, I used 3 SUMU at once and it worked. But yeah, the less voices you use, the better, because you can imagine like for each voice you need to create 46 oscillators. That is quite a lot. So okay, where is this sample? So yeah, let's use it as a sample. And now we can use another SUMU. So this one is xylophone. I sampled with the cassette tape player. And let me show you how you can import your sounds in SUMU. So there is another program called Vutu. It looks like that. Really like the design of it. It's like old school computer stuff. I remember one of my friends, Alex Diagram from Abstract Elements. His father worked in some IT tech, and we hadn't had a computer at home at that time, but he had like a computer with a really old monitor, and it has only one color, basically, this green. And we played Prince of Persia with this monochrome screen, and it was fun as fuck. Yeah, really like the design. So basically, you open any sound you want to import. Let's try some pad, maybe something bigger. Like, let's open a loop. Maybe something like that. Yeah, like this one. So you open the sound, you analyze it. Now you synthesize it. So it's trying to synthesize this sample using sine waves and like different data about these sine waves. This is resynthesized version. As you can see, it sounds a bit different, but there are a bunch of parameters you can play with. And there's a really good video on YouTube from the SUMU guys. So like the Randy, I believe his name, is like showing what each parameter means. So for now, I will just show you how different parameters can influence the sound. So for example, let's resolution, like increase the resolution. It's actually decreasing minimum time, I believe, that can be used for like a, I don't know, particle or something. So if we will choose smaller number, as you can see, it's like now it contains more data per second. Yeah, but don't count on my words. Now, window frequency. Let's try. Analyze, synthesize. So yeah, now you can see there are lots of more data about noise and stuff. This is the original. This is the synthesized version. Let's increase it. Maybe even more. Okay, maybe less. High frequencies, let's don't cut them because I like the noise there. So amp floor is like how it's will basically with low amp floor, it will analyze all the noise, all the small details, and not small details, but quiet places as well. So we can hear it, like all the noise, which is even quiet, being resynthesized. And if we increase it, we can get rid of that. So basically, like changing all these parameters, you can resynthesize your sound quite nicely. You just need to experiment, and for different sounds, different parameters works like different parameters works differently. So you just need to tweak, and sometimes I actually like how imperfect it can be sometimes, and you can use it as a fix. So for now, maybe get rid of some low frequencies as well. And the important thing is, as we can recreate only 64 oscillators, partials, you need to check that this number is less than 64. If it's more, SUMU will not be able to play it. Okay, I think we have the noise is too detailed, too much detail on the noise. Let's try and get rid of that. Yeah, maybe something like that, but and then you can choose the fundamental frequency. Would be nice to have kind of automatic representation, like automatic I don't know, function that it choose for you the right frequency, but let's leave it like that. Yeah, for example, if I'm happy with it, I will export it to partials, for example, save. And now I need to import the folder with these files. So I send it here. Now it's here. So basically it created a file. Let me find it. I hope in the future versions they make it a bit more like easier, because now if I want to keep it in one place, I need to move it to the folder. So now I have this folder, and this is the sound that we just analyzed. Okay, let's turn loop on. Maybe just loop a small amount of it. Maybe actually not. Let's use it like a long sound. Okay, what we can do now? Okay, I have an idea to use filter. I will delete pitch on the filter. And I will send pulses to the filter frequency. Now let's add noise. So I want probably to leave the lowest part of the partials without resonances. So I moved this probability center. Let's actually connect it with pitch. I think it will be better. And let's connect it to the Q as well. So what if we connect pulses to here? Oh no. Sounds like a spectral noise or something. Let's try to make it a bit more wider and maybe more melodic. I don't know, because I want to play something with it. Okay, let's maybe create another pulse and connect it to Y. To some noise, some parts will yeah, change the Y position. Okay, now I'm kind of thinking how I can turn it into something more musical. But it's a nice noise. Let's just leave it like that. Just record this noise. It could be good for background, yeah? And then just start from scratch another sound. Let's sample that. And use it as a background. I forgot to send this one to the reverb. Also let's put some compression to the pad, because it's quite up and down in terms of dynamic movement. Let's find some. No. Let's leave drums for later. Okay, so this one will be just some kind of noise, bubble noise stream. Let's try and make some keys actually. Yeah, this one is nice. Let's make it loop. let's actually go to the oscillators and play with it. Yeah, if we turn the drift really high, you can hear how kind of disharmonic sometimes it sounds. Really cool. You know what would be cool to have a presets in modules? Yeah, I think I would like to see it in the future SUMU instances, like presets for pulses, separate presets for spaces, so I could just, you know, choose some cool space. But it's fun to experiment, to be honest. Just need some time to... So I want to make it disappear, like to start white and then scale down, but yeah, like that. So yeah, what I needed is to turn down the speed a little bit. Then I need to connect gate to the reset. So every time I play the sound, it starts from the same position. Should I make it another way? Like that. Yeah, I think that's cool. Oops. Now let's put some filter, some resonance. So I want to add some kind of fluctuation to the pitch, and I'm thinking how can I do it. So let's try pulses. Let's try and connect it to the pitch, maybe. That's quite nice. Let's decrease the speed. Maybe add some noise. So now these pulses is kind of working only for the low part of the partials, and they are kind of moving, while high frequencies, well, we don't actually hear them. But if we turn up the filter a bit, we can hear that the lower frequencies are modulated by the pulses and the higher frequencies are not. That's interesting effects. Let's just make it a bit less obvious. It's okay. Let's play something with it. I'm pretty sure SUMU is much more advanced, that kind of that's my abilities at the moment. I just need to spend more time with it. Let's try to play something with it. Yep. I think we got it. Let's just record it. Now let's quantize it. A bassline actually. Okay, let's render it so we can open more SUMU. Just change the resonance frequency to attenuate the fifth, one of the harmonics basically. Now let's render it. Yes, we have it. bit of reverb. Let's try Bassline. Let's start from scratch and just move the notes down. Maybe not actually. Yeah, we also can do it monophonic because it will the bass. Okay, let's just find something. Something cool. Yeah, we can use that. Okay, let's choose the loop point. Maybe something like that. Let's just use FM modulation to make it a bit more interesting, but try to put it in some place, but I'm not sure about the bass. Yeah, just let's leave it like that and create maybe just the usual sine wave with some any other synthesizer. Just the sine wave. Shit. Just to use it as a sub bass. Yeah, just a simple bassline. Nothing extra. Let's quickly render it and move on. Yeah, I think like SUMU is not the best synth for like basslines. It's really shine with pads and synth and stuff. Yeah, let's render it. So we have a bassline layer. Yeah, let's just use the same SUMU to create another sound. presets, maybe tweak them. This is nice. Let's find some pads. I'm sorry, but I think I have to delete these other SUMUs. Okay, again, let's render it real quick, and then use some processing to make it fit into the vibe. chorus maybe. Reverb. Let's find something more fitting. Yeah, would be cool to be able to run more SUMU at the same time, but I understand that it's quite hard. What kind of reverb I used? compression on the main pad. Some drums. Let's find some jungle breaks. let's add some one-shots using SUMU. Actually, let's try to use SUMU for kick and snare. Okay, this is our pad. Let's check some presets. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Outer Bass. Thanks for being with me here today. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I think I'll be here maybe for 20 more minutes and then I'm also gone. Just want to add some drums and maybe some extra layers. Yeah, but thank you. See you soon. Okay, let's try some kick. Cheers, mate. See you soon. This is actually quite cool snare, I think. Let's try some crazy stuff with the space positioning. Okay, let's reset the home position. Yeah, I kind of like it, to be honest. Kind of lasery type of percussion. Let's try to play something. Yeah. So this knob is actually X velocity is basically the more velocity you have, the amplitude of the envelope is higher. So you can create velocity sensitive patches. Okay, one layer of drums. Let's try another. It's a cover bell in space. Love it. That's it for percussion, actually. Yeah, let's. Yeah, I like this. Let's decrease the speed a tiny bit. Maybe we can do some kind of heads. We need to find some noise. Maybe in loops. Yeah, like this one. Let's make it more noisy. Again, a bit less moving. Make it more close to the center. Let's just cut low frequencies. Yeah, that will do it, I think. Let's make a clap. Oh, I like this one. You can make some sort of a glitch, not a clap actually. It's like... Yeah, that's nice. Okay, let's render these. Yep. Let's put some processing, equalizer, just get rid of the low frequencies, maybe some wave shaping, just to make it a bit louder. Let's put some reverb, some kind of room, probably reverb, maybe actually play it. Yeah, we definitely need compression here. Maybe some saturation. Cool. Some little weird drums we have now. Then we can drop like a massive bass line. I don't think that... actually, I remember I've heard some Hoover bass line in SUMU. So let's try to find it. Yeah, let's just save this preset tweaks for the future. Is this a hi-hat? Yep. Hi-hat. And some kind of a snare. I don't know, I like really weird drums and sounds, so I think it's quite cool. Delete selected, and yeah, let's find open SUMU again and let's find that Hoover bass line. Where it was. Maybe keys. Wow, that's nice. Okay, let's try if we can actually use this one after some processing. Let's try some OTT type of compression. Let's put fuse compressor. Just let's make the stereo field narrow. Yeah, that sounds cool. Now let's get rid of high frequencies. It's quite oh shit. It's time to end this stream. I hope I have a backup. Yes. Let's save it. let's try something else. Just easier to hear the note when it's a couple of octaves high. Something is not right. Yeah, something is glitching here. It's pretty new synth. It's actually I've just installed the newer version of FL Studio, so I don't know, maybe it's FL Studio which is glitching. Okay, let's save once again. Something like that. I think enough for today. I will share this sketch and the samples and presets that we made today on my Patreon. If you would like to continue or like use it in your own production, feel free to do so. Let's just listen to it from start to finish, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Patchy fixes on the heads, maybe. Just to make it more IDM-ish. I don't like it. So yeah, let's leave it like that. Again, thank you very, very much for tuning in. See you next Tuesday. If you have any questions or if you have any synth that you would like me to tweak sometime in the future, just let me know. Yeah, thank you for your support. See you soon.